Drinking water out of a cup.
There you go. I can have a little saucer and
It'll
everything.
taste weird though. Water always tastes weird if you drink out of a mug.
It tastes exactly the same.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. It must be a very clean mug. Not that I'm saying anything about my own house or anything like that. Either way, welcome to Yelling at Concrete Podcast.
Yeah.
Yay! Obviously, for anyone listening, it's a bit weird in terms of visuals, at least.
It's a little bit weird.
A little bit weird in a hotel room.
It's improvisation.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there's no way to do this without being in a hotel room unless I come to your house.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are Jenni Bea?
Yeah.
I was going to say Bea then.
No, not Bea.
No. What do I class you as?
What?
Like, what would you describe yourself as?
An artist.
Okay.
And getting into a curation. I'd like to be a curator.
What kind of artist? Fine artist?
Oh, what kind of artist? Fine artist. I guess I'm a fine artist now.
Okay.
Because I'm doing my MA.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that makes me fine. Well, I've done a BA in photography, and I wouldn't call myself a photographer.
No.
I think I'd just call myself an artist.
It's the easiest way to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen you, but that's how I know you, which is the first question which I ask people of how long have we known each other?
Well, I don't know. I think about 2 years on Instagram.
I don't know how I came across you, or did you come across me?
I don't know. I just remember it's really weird. Like the first interaction I remember was like I put on my story that I was in Hyde Park.
Yes.
And then you sent me a message. It was like, "Where is this? It looks really nice."
Yeah.
And then I said,
Because I'm geologically impaired and I don't know what Hyde Park is.
"Oh," I was like, "Yeah, it's Hyde Park." And then
Yeah.
you were like, "Oh, nice."
Okay.
And then, yeah, I don't really know apart from that. And then, I think I noticed you popping up like when you were liking my stuff because it was like yelling at concrete.
Yeah.
And it was like quite amusing.
Thank you.
And actually, when I was in Hyde Park, like I got a message and I said to my friend Bradley, I was like, "Oh, yelling at concrete's replied to my story." Because I think like that was when that stories were quite new and I didn't know people had replied to them.
Okay.
And he was like, "What, yelling at concrete?" And then he started yelling at the floor. And then he found it really, really amusing. Your name was Yelling at Concrete. And then it just sort of stuck in my head. Like that was your name. And then, yeah.
I did think that I should rework the introduction to the podcast, which is just that like music sound at the start of the podcast to just a guy screaming.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that would be off-putting in the first minute of a podcast to just be shouted at.
It depends how loud it was, I guess.
Oh, I'm the kind of troll who'd turn it all the way up. Like,
Okay.
if this is at like a regular volume,
Yeah, I'm not...
I'd crank it like to full volume.
So, depending on what mood I was in, that would
Yeah.
either really intrigue me and make me want to listen more, or it would, like, really annoy me and make me turn off.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just double checking that. I'm telling you, I'm paranoid about recording.
Okay.
I've done it twice now where it hasn't recorded.
Oh, that would be annoying.
And it's the most disturbing thing ever,
That'd
getting
be
to the end of
annoying.
it and it just doesn't work.
But was that with someone else?
Yeah. I've done it on solo podcasts,
Yeah.
which is even worse because I just have to sit and repeat myself for half an hour. And then with like a guest, at least I've got like...
At least you've had a chat.
Yeah, we've had a chat. I've got like camera audio
Yeah.
or stuff like that. But when it's just me, I'm like, cool. Guess I'll do that again for half
Guess
an
I'll
hour.
just talk to myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Because it's just me rambling.
Yeah.
But I think I found your work first. Then, if I replied to your story, I think I found your work first because I think I saw your stuff with like mannequins or spiders.
Spiders.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. That's quite recent. The spider thing. Yeah.
Because that's been in the zine. Have you seen it to that?
Oh, maybe it was further along. Yeah, maybe it was further.
Time has passed.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's got to have been the last 2 years
Yeah.
that we've known each other.
Yeah.
But this is the first time we've ever met
Yeah.
in person.
That's totally your fault.
Why is that totally my fault? You're the one who lives in Essex. Anyone listening, we're in London today, by the way.
Yeah, we're in
We're being
London.
nice and posh.
Yeah.
I came for the weekend. But you don't live in London.
Because I was all like, come to London. And my exhibition last year is like Come to London.
I was in your exhibition last year.
You were in
Was
my
that not
exhibition,
enough?
but you weren't present.
I sold work.
Your
Which
work,
I
your
still
work
find
met
strange.
me before
Yeah.
I did.
That's a better way to meet me.
Okay, fair
From
enough.
my work
Yeah.
compared to everything else. Do you think your work is a better impression of you than you?
No. No. I think I'm a lot more positive in real life than my work.
Okay.
Like, I think a lot of my work, because I use it as like venting.
Yeah.
I think it probably comes across quite like miserable, and yeah, like it probably looks like I'm going to be in a bad mood when you meet me, but I'm probably not.
Okay.
Probably going to be quite positive.
I mean, I know your work quite well,
Yeah.
but what would you say the main theme of your work is?
Me.
Did you?
Yeah. Yeah, basically. Just
Shit,
me.
ego.
Yeah. Just like...
Because I'd say you make a lot of work which deals with like medical stuff.
Yeah.
Because that was like my one of my first introductions was your kind of like pill bottle stuff you were exploring. Or like you did like in-framed stuff.
Okay.
I think. At least that's my memory of it.
Yeah. And so you're telling me this work and I'm thinking, did I do that? Really?
Did you do that? Maybe.
Maybe it's someone else. I don't know. Yeah. Oh no, I did do medical stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like about my dad. So that's fun. That wasn't about me.
No.
But it actually kind of was, because it was about my feelings around it. So.
Yeah. I know you like X-rays.
Yeah, X-rays and scans and things like that. That's cool. Yeah, I like things like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Why the spider?
The spider.
Yeah. Explain the spider.
Okay, so
As a piece, explain the spider, because then that'll help people understand.
Oh, that was because, see, I'm in this like collective called Artcan,
Okay.
and they're like, so they put on, well, the founder and curator, Kate Enters, she puts on exhibitions around, and so the collective used to be called What Is the Point?
Okay.
And they used to have an annual exhibition called What Is the Point? And we were all kind of expected to enter this like annual exhibition. So I thought, what is the point? What is the point? And then I kind of interpreted that as like, what is the point of art?
Okay, right.
So to me, I was like, okay, the point of art is like therapy.
Yeah. See that?
Yeah. So I was like, okay, how can that... So then I was sort of brainstorming a little bit, because I didn't really know what to do with this exhibition. And I was like Googling like art therapy and then I was looking at like Yaya Kusama's work, and like Tracy Emin's done a lot of sort of like self-reflective art therapy stuff.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, just Louise Bourgeois, who I've always really liked anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that she did the spider as like a representation of her mother.
Okay.
So then I was looking at that and I was thinking like, well, I don't have a mum. So it's like I could sort of use a dead spider.
Okay.
And then, so, because whereas like Louise Bourgeois uses a spider as kind of like a really like protective figure, and she uses it as kind of like a positive reflection of her mum, but I don't have that kind of relationship with mine, so I was like, I'll use a dead spider.
Okay.
And then I found a spider in like the communal hallway of my flat, basically.
Okay.
And I scanned it, and then I've just been using it in various...
I did wonder
stuff.
where you got a dead spider from.
Yeah, no, I didn't kill it. No, I'd never killed
Did you not
him.
kill for your artwork?
No.
I feel like I could kill for my artwork.
Really?
Yeah.
Or what would you kill?
I don't know.
I think I could kill moths for my artwork. I hate
We've been through this today. You have a weird hatred of moths
and butterflies, yeah.
and butterflies.
Yeah, I could kill them.
Anything which flaps.
Yeah, not
How do you
anything.
feel about like bees and flies?
Fine. Yeah. Well, flies are just irritating. Flies are just annoying.
But aren't birds just giant moths?
Oh. No. I don't know how I feel about bats.
Okay.
Because bats are like super cute, really
Yeah.
close up.
But they're also terrifying at times.
But then, I don't know, they're not too bad. Like when I was in Yosemite, they would like fly past your head.
Yeah.
And you'd feel the wings flap past your face, and that kind of freaked me out a little bit.
There's like an enclosure at, I think it's Chester Zoo.
Yeah.
And it's a bat enclosure.
Don't they just crap on you?
Well, like they could, because you just walk into this blacked out room.
Yeah.
And there's like something like 200 bats in there.
See,
and you can hear them.
Yeah.
But you can't see anything, and then you just occasionally feel like next to your ear.
Yeah, I don't think I'd like that. I think maybe a couple was fine, or if they're like, because like we see them on YouTube and they're like super cute.
Yeah.
Because I love rats and.
Yeah, bats aren't too different.
Yeah.
They can just fly.
But their wings are weird though, aren't they?
Is it because they've
They're
like
like
the
skin.
tiny hands at the end of it?
No, they're the cute bits.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
but
just
they've got
it's
like
the velvety.
Yeah, like and it's
leather
like
bit, which you're not a fan
yeah,
of.
like really thin leather. And have you seen that film Jeepers Creepers?
Yeah.
Yeah, that just yeah.
I don't find that weird. What weird thing about Jeepers Creepers is his face.
Yeah, and his songs and yeah, but he's got that. He's like a big bat.
Yeah. It's just he wants to collect eyes.
No.
It's not that weird. I'm saying it's not that weird. Yeah. But then, so the exhibition you did, which I participated in,
Yeah.
at Espacio. Is it Espacio? Espacio? Espacio?
I
Espacio?
think it's Espacio.
Espacio.
It's probably it's Spanish. It's probably like Espacio. But I'm not going to say it like that because I'm not Spanish and it will sound weird.
We've locked
Yeah,
in
oh,
Espacio
damn.
Gallery, which was in London.
So yeah, I just call it Espacio. Some
Yeah.
people call it Espacio.
Did you have work in that?
I did.
What work did you have
So
in
I
that?
had-
As soon as I didn't make it down to see that.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
Oh, good. So I had a video
Okay.
which was like 6 images of Beachy Head. So I went to Beachy Head to like take some pictures.
Mm-hmm.
That was like a sort of project I was doing for my degree. That was like around like suicide destinations,
Okay.
which is very cheery,
You know,
as you do.
positive subject.
Yep. But no, I've always found it quite fascinating, like
Yeah.
how there's like certain places in the world that are like, you know, like Golden Gate Bridge and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I went to Beachy Head, and actually when I got there, someone had actually jumped that day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it was like, initially I was like, oh my god, like what are the chances? This is really cool for my project.
Yeah.
And then, so I did take some photos of like, just like the private ambulance and them going, because initially I thought it was actually a training exercise, because they were like abseiling down the cliff, and I just thought, oh, they're doing like training, like rescue training or something.
You don't assume automatically, oh, this is happening.
Yeah, and then a policeman came up to me and was like, why are you taking pictures? And I was like, oh, I'm just taking pictures for like a uni project. And he was like, well, someone's actually died. And I was like, oh no. So obviously then I felt terrible about it. But yeah, and I didn't end up using any of the pictures because like I got home and I just felt like it was too voyeuristic. It was too...
That's really interesting.
Yeah, it was too horrible. And I actually looked up, the incident and it named the person and there was a photo of him, and I just thought, yeah, I'm not going to use this in my project. Like it felt like I was going to be using his tragedy for my own.
Like exploiting it in some way.
So,
Because that comes into question quite a lot when like you see people photographing homeless people.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's on some level, you're like, is it exploiting their misery for your profit?
Yeah, it does. I mean, I suppose it depends what they're doing. If it's for awareness, then I think it's like a really good idea. But like this comes up a lot in photography, especially like voyeurism and documentary and stuff like that. Like, yeah, like the idea of exploitation and are you going to be making money off other people that are vulnerable and stuff. So yeah,
I think it's a strange, like it gets into like kind of strange territory, because in a way the way I think of it is that if it's in public domain, it's free enterprise in the same way of like the media could take my image from the street. I mean, I've passed Google Street View car like 4 times on my trip during this journey, and I've been like, so I'm going to appear on their website. If they sell advertising on their website and it appears near my image, then technically they're using me to sell advertising. And we live in that kind of day and age where you just have to accept that. Yeah. Because there's no way to protect against it.
I mean, that's why they blur your face out, though. So
yeah,
they can't,
but you have to request it. Like, it doesn't do that automatically.
Really?
You have to go on and you have to find yourself and be like, I'm not comfortable with that. Because you can do it with your house as well. You can go on and you can request that your house be blurred.
I thought people were automatically blurred.
I don't think they were.
No.
At least they're not in my area.
Yeah.
Different laws like across the country.
I just like seeing dogs on
Dogs.
Google View. Yeah.
Maybe we should just do that.
Yeah.
Just like Photoshop dogs onto everyone's faces.
Yeah.
That could work.
Well, that could work.
Yeah. But it does make so with your exhibitions, have you ever done exhibitions outside of London?
I was in an exhibition in where was it? St Albans. Yeah, which is I don't know how to describe where it is. Oh, my geography is terrible.
In St Albans in Jersey.
No, it was like, where is St Albans? I don't know, Hertfordshire? No, I don't know. It's sort of Essexy way.
Okay.
It's probably further south than me from your house, basically. So like.
Well, everything.
So it'll be like Graham, Jenny.
Okay.
Exhibition.
Yeah. Right. So base of the country.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was just a group thing.
Yeah.
But no, I've never actually exhibited like properly. Like I've been in like a couple of group shows, but
Yeah.
I think because if I'm in an exhibition, I like to go to the private view.
Okay.
And I also like I'm not sure how much it would be worth me because I never ever expect to sell any work.
Right.
So then I've got to factor in travel and things like that. So
Yeah.
and if you're paying to enter an exhibition as well, you've got to factor all that in. So yeah. No, I haven't really ventured outside of London. I probably should.
Yeah.
But
I think with your work, it's definitely got an appeal, which people outside of London would benefit from. Because I think, especially in my experience with our work has come from obviously like places in the middle, like Leeds, Manchester, Liverpool, and then like loads of small towns. So if you bring something which is a bit more obscure, which your work is, because style wise it's quite bare in terms of like how you present your work, which is quite distinct for people who are used to just like landscape photographs, and all those kinds of things. So I think it has that appeal. We have an exhibition coming up later this year.
August. Yes.
Is it that soon?
Yeah, which you've now seen the
we went to see the space. Tell us about the space.
So it's a crypt.
Yeah.
Underneath a church.
It's an actual crypt.
A crypt generally underneath a church? Probably. Yeah. So
it did have a very Da Vinci Code vibe to it, like a romantic vampire vibe.
Okay.
Well, it had the four statues watching over as we went in. And
first of all, I've not seen Da Vinci Code.
Okay.
And I didn't get a vampire vibe, but sure.
You don't get a vampire vibe?
No.
I got a skeleton.
Statues. I got a very skeleton vibe.
It's not a skeleton. You should put skeletons places.
Okay, I'll put skeletons places. Okay. But that is with a collective that I'm in called Fubar, which is myself and Abby and Jack, and we met in uni in 2010, which feels like forever ago.
9 years.
Yeah, because it goes fast.
Did you form in 2010?
No.
Did you get together and go?
No, we formed in, I think, 2013, which would have been the year I graduated and the year after they graduated.
Okay.
Because they were in the year, above me.
Okay.
So, yeah, but we haven't done much together, but we've always sort of, supported each other.
Yeah.
We did the other art fair in 2015, but that was... I feel like our work was a bit maybe too alternative.
Okay.
It was.
So?
Well, it was. A lot of people said they liked our work, but we didn't make any sales. Okay. So I think, but there was a lot of people selling. I think when people go to fairs, they tend to want wall art.
Okay.
They're looking...
Posters, prints, that kind of thing. Or do you mean more aesthetically pleasing?
Yeah, that exactly. Yeah. Aesthetically pleasing, yeah. A bit more commercial. Maybe they're looking, for things to put up in their homes, or they're looking to collect.
Yeah.
But I think it wasn't really for us. But I think it art fairs are something I would try again, but I just don't. It's like it's not something I can afford.
Yeah.
So.
I think that's like in a way like the interesting thing about like find about like talking to different artists and how they approach their work.
Mm.
So like my point of view was like when I started doing products and whatnot, it was very much down a commercial line.
Mm.
It was like I in uni I was very abstract, did abstract film and all that kind of stuff. Came out of uni and was like I need to make money. So
Yeah, that is the issue.
I'm going to go into illustration.
Yeah.
I can do cute, I can do sellable, and I'll put as much concept into it as I can, but at the same time I'm like it's an end product, it needs to be sellable. Whereas like when I do an exhibition or think about an exhibition, I'm not thinking sell. I'm thinking I'm just going to foot the cost. Like this, I'll pay for this. This is that.
That is how I feel about it. But when it is something like an art fair, that is because art fairs are sort of predominantly for selling, and getting your name out. But I think, but it was so expensive.
Yeah.
Like I think we paid about £300 each just for the space, and
That's
then
crazy.
and then on top of that, obviously you've got printing, framing, travel costs, all the the other costs that go into it. So it all really added up. So I think if it was like my own exhibition, I would have the view that you have. Like when I'm doing a project, I tend not to limit myself financially. I tend to go, okay, well I'm just going to spend this because I want to make it the best I can. But but I can't do that all the time, obviously.
No.
So, yeah.
So what's the approach for this exhibition?
So this one we have paid for the space. And we have done a call out.
See, that's another thing. You've got like an open call.
Open call, yeah. So.
Is that for any kind of work?
Well.
Or do you have a limit?
Well, the theme is Fubar.
Okay.
Which stands for Fucked Up Beyond All Recognition.
Yes.
And is the name of our collective, which I probably mentioned. But yeah, so the theme's quite general and open. We're just looking for kind of different alternative things, and we've kept it quite open initially because we couldn't really think of a theme, but we also wanted to give people like an opportunity to just show, basically.
Yeah.
Because I think I've struggled with. I think the reason I'm trying to create a platform like with Atrimental, who I did the exhibition last year through, was because I struggled to find a platform for my work. Like whenever I see a call out, it's like call out for this, call out for that, and I'm like, oh, I don't fit into any of this. Like even with creative, even thinking creatively, I can't shoehorn my work into this box. So Fubar, we were like, oh, let's just keep it general and see what we get, really. So
kind of like just an all out.
Yeah, we didn't really want to have a theme, and I think we have had a few submissions so far, and some people have like kind of just submitted what they've got, and other people have said this is Fubar because blah 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 blah. So it's like people's different approaches and stuff. So I think we're just going to pick something that's like we just want something to be quite interesting, really. Yeah,
I mean we saw the space today. It's quite a big space.
It is a big space. Yeah. And it's an interesting space as well.
It is, very.
So we're hoping to have like installations and hopefully some like performance, interactive pieces, videos, stuff like that. So just stuff that's a bit different. Yeah. Don't know what I'm going to do for it yet.
I was about to say, have you got anything?
And you've got to do something for it.
Apparently.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. This is something I was thinking about recently of kind of the work I make and the stuff I do. And like obviously a lot of the time I put work into doing like magazine and whatnot, and just kind of exploring that whole aspect of it, and then thinking of like I was looking at the store thinking, is this my work? Like, is this representational of what I do anymore? Because obviously when I started my store there was one mindset and we had like moved on from that, I'm wondering whether I just need to gut that completely.
I don't know. I think try not to overthink it.
I'm one of those people who like burns my own work though.
Oh no, no! You gotta keep stuff. Make stuff out of the old work. That's what I've done. That. Yeah.
Like I made a stencil recently, which I just cut out a print which I'd made a while back. It was thick paper, and I needed thick paper at the time, so it worked.
Look, I put my old uni sketchbooks in a blender.
Yeah.
And then made paper.
That's a cool idea.
So that was fun. And I was going to make like a newspaper zine thing with like the images from my sketchbook that I actually liked, but I never got around to it because I'm really good at starting new projects and just not finishing things. Like unless I've got a really tight deadline, I just don't do anything. It's
do you find you need like an endpoint? Like
yeah.
Yeah.
So my tutor keeps saying this like phrase, which actually really winds me up, and he says analysis to paralysis.
Okay.
He says that is me, and I'm like, first of all, how dare you? But but he's like, yeah. So he keeps going. He says I get bogged down by concept.
Okay.
Which is another like strange.
That's quite strange though, because I would have thought like on an arts course, that would be the.
You
focus.
would think, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But he's more like, no, just do. I'm like, I can't because I need to know why. I need a purpose. I need a reason to have this.
Could you not make it and then apply something? Or does that feel cheap?
That feels cheating. No, because for me, I came very much like a conceptual artist. Like I will have a concept and I will kind of work to express the concept or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not very good at just doing things for a sec. Like I wish I could be a bit more experimental. Like just do things because I want to do things, or like just do things because they look pretty, or like they look aesthetically cool or whatever. But I'm like, no, what does this mean? How can I add and like? So yeah, I guess. I mean, analysis to paralysis sounds pretty. It sounds pretty wanky, but I get what he's saying.
Yeah.
Basically, I could procrastinate myself into a coma if I'm not careful. That is.
I always find like the problem of making work and then like I'm terrible at advertising my work because I can't explain my own work.
Okay, yeah.
Because I can explain it. It makes perfect sense to me and the logic is there and I know all the concepts.
Yeah, but writing it down in like a really concise way is just really hard.
And as soon as you start to explain it, it sounds dumb.
And then you go around in circles and you're like, Yeah, I get that as well.
But then at the same time, I'm one of those people who just does it anyway. Because I'm like, I'll just explain it later.
Yeah.
I expect people not to understand it. That's how I approach things.
You don't really enter like for exhibitions and stuff, do you? Like,
no.
Apart from mine, because I made you.
Because
I made you.
I mean, I think I kind of come up to the barrier, which is like when I look at exhibitions and I look at like applications and stuff like that. A lot of exhibitions now, or which I see advertised, are like you say, they're very specific in their point or their theme.
Or too expensive.
Yeah, I mean it's the same with the zine. Like this year I've made like a concerted effort to do zine fairs, but the amount of zine fairs I found which were of like female only or LGBT.
Okay, yeah.
Because they're the most heavily advertised ones, so I had to work harder to find ones which
generic
were
ones.
just zines, which were about the like
that's
the
really
itself.
Niche though, isn't it? I'm surprised they can make a whole fest of just feminist scenes.
Yeah, but then in a way that's like it's interesting because it's like from one aspect of like it's not great from my perspective, but at the same time maybe that's kind of the point they're making.
Oh yeah, it's to create the platform. Yeah,
in the other way around.
But then I think if that was within a regular zine fest, then it would reach more people.
That's
because the kind of people that are going to a feminist zine fest are already going to be interested in feminist scenes.
It does seem a little like preaching to the choir.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to put it on, people, you're not going to get anyone who would disagree or have their mind opened.
Yeah.
By reading.
But it's also really good to like have that like specific platform.
I think it's interesting how it's advertised comparative to like a standard zine fest.
I've only ever seen like stuff on Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah.
For zine fest, I
go a lot of it on kind of like Reddit. and like different
I'm not on
forum
Reddit.
platforms.
Yeah.
Just because you can kind of delve into, especially in the US.
Tumblr was quite big on zines. Like when I did a zine, I did the call out on Tumblr, and
Okay.
I got like more replies from Tumblr.
I see. I abandoned Tumblr
Yeah, I'm not.
a couple of years ago.
I'm not on it anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was on it brief, and I was never really a big user of it because I didn't really get it. I was just like, what, you just share other people's pictures and stuff. But
Tumblr to me was always like, it was a better formatted Pinterest.
okay,
Like I
right.
can't stand Pinterest.
Oh, I like Pinterest.
But I don't like Pinterest for one particular reason.
I get so sucked into Pinterest.
Google image search. If I search Google Images,
Yeah.
it brings up an image from Pinterest.
You have to
click
sign
it
in.
and you have
Yeah,
to sign in, and I'm like,
that is-
I am not doing that.
That is really annoying because chances are the images come from Google anyway.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that is really annoying.
It's like a third-party image, and then you repurposed it, and now you want my contact details, and I'm not giving you.
Yeah. I did try to use Pinterest for like exposure. Like I did try and put my
Okay.
work on it, but it's like practically impossible to get
Yeah.
any like. So, but now I just use it for like if I'm doing a new exhibition, I use it as kind of a brainstorming platform
Okay.
and ideas as well. Like if I'm doing curation, I use it for like. I don't know, if I want to build something or make something, I go on there and see ideas and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have like a whole folder on my computer of like just curation ideas. Like I'll go around exhibitions and I'll go, oh, that's a really good way of hanging
Yeah.
something, and I'll just take a picture of it. So I've got like a picture of like just like today there was like wooden
Yeah.
batten with bulldog clips. I've
Yeah.
got a whole folder of that. It's so nerdy. If anyone else saw it, they'd be like, oh my god.
See, how did you get into like curation then? Was it just doing through your own stuff, and then you kind of ran with that? I was like, this could be something I could do more of.
Yeah, and I think maybe that I wasn't seeing the kind of exhibitions that I would be interested in
Okay.
doing
It's
or
like blowing out
seeing.
frustration.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to a lot of really boring exhibitions.
Yeah. I've
Um,
been to many a bad exhibition.
yeah, and
Part of many a bad exhibition.
so I think last year I wanted to, with the Invisible exhibition that you were in, I wanted to have that as a magazine launch.
Okay.
And then that didn't happen. Because I stupidly thought, I'll book a venue
Yeah.
and have like a group exhibition, like do
Yeah.
a call out and everything.
Yeah.
And whilst that's going on, I will be producing the magazine. Again, it comes down to needing a deadline.
Yes.
And then I didn't realise how much work it was going to be chasing up 40 odd people.
Yeah.
You
Like you
know.
had international artists and stuff. Like
Yeah,
that. Like
yeah.
To me, like that's what got me. Like you guys seem to start quite small, and then all of a sudden you were telling me like I've got people from other countries,
Yeah.
and I was like, this is insane.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. So, yeah, I think this year we're going to stick with like UK based.
Local.
Just, yeah, I think, we're not going to have any. It's easier if like people deliver their stuff than like have us posting it and stuff like that. But yeah, I was like replying to emails all day and doing everything else. So it was a bit too much to get the magazine done as well.
Yeah. It does pile on.
Yeah.
I've seen people put on quite a few like open mics and stuff like that, and
Mhm.
even then it's like just arranging that amount of stuff
It is, yeah.
can get to you of everything. Which I
So,
don't think
yeah.
I think that's why I never do curation. Like I don't think I could deal with that amount of people.
Yeah.
I don't like.
But now, like, we're going into the crypt. I'm super excited about it.
Yeah.
And just having ideas of, like, how we can put staff and...
Yeah.
Because I like really interactive exhibitions.
Okay.
I went to one recently for Year of the Pig. Yeah.
Are we in year of the? Is this the year of the?
This is the Year of the Pig, yeah. So I can't remember when was Chinese New Year? Like February?
I think
March?
it's February.
Something like that.
I only seem
February?
to remember because I distinctly remember going out for like a meal for my brother's birthday, which is
Okay.
in February, and we went to a Chinese place and they gave us free beer because it was Chinese New Year.
Okay, so I'm going to go February.
So I'm thinking it's February.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Or they just gave it to you early for Chinese New Year.
maybe
Just-
they
yeah.
just liked us.
So yeah, but it was in London, just off Trafalgar Square, and it was
Okay.
down in a multi-storey car park, but like the lower level, so it's like below. I was going to say sea level. That's not the right.
Below sea level.
Below.
I mean, it could have.
Below ground level. So
Okay, yeah.
you went down basically into this exhibition, and it was really cool. There was loads of really different stuff and like installation stuff. And at one point I dug through mud to find a golden pig, so that was fun.
I think I saw pictures from this.
You possibly did. Yeah.
I think I did. I think you shared pictures from this, and I was like, I don't know what's going on here, but there was a lot of pigs.
Yeah, and you could like put on pig masks and things like that. So, but yeah, I like exhibitions like that because I think I just get bored really easily. To be honest, I just get really bored.
We've been kind of saying this because we were planning on doing like a null-point exhibition this year.
Yeah.
And trying to think like, because I'm like you, like I hate open nights and exhibitions for open nights, which are attend, white walls, pictures, wine, have a drink, stand around.
I mean, I think there's a place for that if you're into like networking or if like the work is strong and stuff. But
it just seems, I don't know what the word is. It's not pretentious. It's not even like pretentious anymore because it's like self-serving. In a way.
Yeah.
It's very, I don't know. I think it's good for like art sales. Like if it's like an exhibition which is purely to sell work, that's great because you can focus on the work. But if it's about the concept work, I feel like you have to go that extra edge.
Yeah.
Something needs to involve the public in what they're seeing.
Yeah. Well, I sort of think all the exhibitions I remember going to had an element of interaction.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just more natural to remember what you've done rather than what you've seen.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I like exhibitions where there's at least one installation. Because you'll usually remember that installation more than you will just like a picture you've seen.
Yeah.
Because there's like a physical element.
Do you think we need more because we're so used to being... Because we're such a visual generation? Or am I overthinking it?
No, I think that's an interesting point. Like,
yeah. Because we can scroll and we can see pictures all day, every day. But especially photographs as well. Like, if I see a photograph, it's got to be really spectacular for me to stop and look at it properly and go, wow, that's a really great photo. But, yeah.
I think that raises a question, though, like, if we accept that as art you need, like, a physical element, does that mean that there is no place for 2D art anymore?
No.
In order to connect with people?
No, because then...
Or does it have to be something exceptional? Are we like kind of like with the modern artists where they started doing like sculptures which weren't sculptures? Or things which were like, it's like, oh, we're not just carving out marble anymore. It's like, because we've already seen like 100 marble statues, so now we need something which is like a trapezoid.
Oh God. I don't know. I mean, different people like different things, don't they? Like, some people really like, for example, my dad does not understand modern art in the slightest. Yeah. And his reference is always Tracy Emin's bed. Yeah. So, and then whenever I'm asking him for any help, like, with my work, like, one time I got him to drill holes in a piece of perspex so I could put syringes in it. And he was like, what? Why? And then I tried to explain it, and he was just like, oh, okay. Yeah, so his idea of like an art would be like a really lovely realist painting. Yes. Which I can see the appeal. I can see the talent involved in it. Yeah. But I do sort of think, I don't know. It's almost like, what's the point when you could just have that as a photo?
I've had this discussion with my dad. So my dad's better realistic illustration painting than I am. Yeah. He's naturally good at it. He's the reason I learned even to do it. And we have this constant back and forth of art. And his idea is that art has to be visually pleasing. Right. As well as conceptual. Okay. So if you have something and you can't look at it for too long, he doesn't think it's a good piece of art. Okay. Even though, for myself, I find a lot of good art is art you can't look at for too long.
But that's very subjective as well, isn't it?
Whereas he's like, no, it needs to be something. It needs to be nice. It needs to be. You need to be able to look at it, even if it's like interesting, but you have to be comfortable around it. And I'm like, no. And that's where
Okay.
I reach a barrier quite a lot with.
So he wants it to be like nice, like
Yeah.
aesthetically nice.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be like pretty,
Yeah.
but it has to be at some level where you'd be comfortable of just having it
Okay.
on your wall,
Okay.
or
Yeah.
in your house, or
Yeah.
your gallery.
I mean, I guess nobody wants something disturbing on their wall, but
I don't know.
yeah.
Maybe that's the truth. Like, because my thought of art, and a discussion I had quite recently was, to me, art has to poke. Like, it has to, in some way, interrupt the viewer.
Yeah.
Even in a positive way or a negative way.
Well, there's that quote, isn't there? That I don't know who said it, but art should comfort the disturbed and disturb the comfortable, or something.
Okay.
Or is it the other way around?
I don't know. I've
I
never
don't
heard
know.
that quote.
Google it.
That's a nice
But
quote.
but yeah.
Yeah.
Something.
I feel like it needs to interrupt your day. Like, even if it's like just that you remember it,
Yeah.
or that you will sat here and go, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Which is why I find it like, so I went to the Tate Modern whilst I was here, and at least 3 people I work with hate Tate Modern.
Right.
Do not understand modern art, do not want to understand modern art.
Okay.
Like, I mean, but I can understand why. Because like at the Tate Modern, there's a Sainsbury's receipt mounted on a wall.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can understand why someone would not like this.
Yeah.
Would not want to understand
Yeah.
this. But at the same time, I'm like, it's amazing art because they remember it to the point where they will not go in that building.
Yeah.
Because they're like, it's crap. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, but it interrupted your day enough
Yeah.
that you remember it.
Well, again, going back to Tracy Emin's bed,
Yeah.
everyone was like, oh, what the hell is this? It's just a bed. Blah, blah, blah. But then I don't think a lot of people think about concept.
Okay.
So, like, the concept behind that was, like, that she was in, like, a depressive episode and she didn't get out of bed, and it was kind of a representation of that. And I think it was so... Because she was the first one that did it, it became, like, a huge thing. And now it's, like... Now that is a lot of people, when they think of modern art, they think of things like that.
See, to me, that's quite an old piece.
Oh, yeah. It's
like
quite old, but,
that's
like...
something I was thinking of the other day, because, like, the one before that was Armut and Duchamp and the toilet.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that for a lot of people is modern art.
Yeah.
They're like, what the hell is the point of that?
Yeah.
And then you move on a little bit and you've got Damien Hirst cutting things in half, and people are
It
like,
is basically
what is that?
like people are like modern art, a urinal, an unmade bed, and half a shark in formaldehyde.
Yeah.
And to people, they're like, I don't get it. What is that?
Yeah.
Like, but they don't think of like concepts and stuff. But I mean, some things I do kind of think, oh, lazy. Like, you know, you can't just pick up a urinal and put that in a gallery and call it yours. Like, but then I think, you know what? That's clever, isn't it? Like, that's jammy. That's jammy. Like,
that's always the one which gets me, is when it's where people say, "Oh, my child could have drawn that," or "I could have done that in
There's
10
a
minutes."
There's a book called "The Reason Your Child Couldn't Have Done This."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I always like that idea of like, it's like, oh well, I could have made that, and it's like, yeah, but you did.
But you did it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's really obvious. It's so easy to produce, but you didn't. They did, and they put it on a wall.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it good.
And is part of the art selling it?
That's a good question.
You know, like hyping up the concept.
If you're
and bigging up yourself.
Yeah.
To such an extent that you can get a urinal into a gallery. I mean, that's pretty impressive, isn't it?
I miss the kind of the pomp and presentation which used to come with art. Right. So you think of art, you think of famous artists.
Yeah.
And you think of the pop culture artists and the people who people like, and it's Warhol.
Yeah.
Dali.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go into the old classics. And like those are like 2 names which pop out, and it's because they were icons visually as the person as much as they were their work.
Yeah, yeah.
And I kind of like it was that whole thing of like artists being rock stars.
Yeah.
And I kind of miss that. Like, I would hate that. If I met a person like that, I would hate them.
Yeah.
I'd be like, your ego is too big.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, but nobody else has taken an aardvark on a leash through central London. Oh, no.
Wait, who did that?
Dali, like
Did
a
it?
pet anteater.
Oh, I didn't know
on like
that.
a little leash.
Oh
And
my
he's like,
God.
he's on like a public subway.
I want to pet insect. The giant one.
You know, no one's like Warhol. We're just like, yeah, I'm just gonna Studio 54 and just hang out with supermodels and
Yeah.
It's like as close as we have to that is like the likes of like Banksy, but at the same time who's still fairly trying to remain anonymous.
Yeah.
Despite the notoriety of it all, and you don't get that kind of in-your-face artist anymore.
Yeah, I'm trying to think actually. Like
we don't have that.
Yeah.
People remember, like even with Tracy Emin, like she's been on things and
TV
obviously
and
had big.
Although
TV
Grayson Perry's quite a big like.
Yeah.
He's been on QI.
He
I mean,
has.
you can't get much more.
I think he's
successful.
He's the most notable recent example, I would think.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think a lot of it fell to musicians. Like I think they took that kind of like I mean like Lady Gaga would be the best influence I could think suddenly is where she's tried to blend concept and music because it's kind of acceptable for musicians to be these outspoken or like Bowie or anyone like that. It's acceptable for them to do that, whereas you get a visual artist or even an installation artist to come along and then suddenly be as flamboyant as their work is, people look at them and go
yeah,
bit egotistical, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I suppose if you're comparing like musicians and artists, I suppose artists get a lot more flack. Like,
yeah.
I think if you don't really like a musician, you wouldn't really.
I think that's interesting.
No. Yeah.
That you can ignore a musician you don't like.
Yeah.
But you can't ignore an artist you don't like.
Yeah.
But then I guess that is the question. Like with a musician, they're making a product.
Yeah.
So is your art only worth something if it's sellable, or is it outside of that? Does it have to be something which you can't sell? Because I always feel a bit cheap if I can sell work.
Okay.
That's just me.
Yeah. Well, see, I used to be quite, and I did actually go down a road of like thinking, like I think it's probably like a student thing as well. Like as soon as you leave uni, you're like, how am I going to make money?
Yeah.
How am I going to make this work? And I think you can either go down the road of getting into like my friends have gone into teaching.
Okay.
So it's like they're teaching art, but they're also doing their art on the side.
Yeah.
I did a year at Goldsmiths studying art psychotherapy, thinking that is what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
That was like but I thought I've got to be really involved in that if I do it. So
yeah.
But so I went down this route of like trying to think how I could make commercial work.
Yeah.
And then it just was like, no. And I find it quite soul destroying when I see like some of the crap that sells.
Yeah.
Like I find it really disheartening. Like, and I think that I don't know. I mean, there'll always be a market for pretty things, I guess, but you sort of want to say, yeah, but this means something. But you just got to understand that you know, eventually you'll find your market.
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna make money.
I think that's a good message.
Yeah.
I mean, I think from the artists I've met, it is that cycle of you go through learning art as much as you do, coming out going, how can I make money from it? And then just kind of finally you either accept it or you give up.
Yeah.
You accept it and go,
I'm going to make commercial stuff.
I'm going to make commercial stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just going to sell whatever is selling. Or you accept it and go, I'm not going to make much money from this, but I enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
Or you just stop making art.
Yeah.
And you go, I can't succeed selling commercially.
So
I don't want to jeopardise my vision.
I'd like a balance, but I don't know if that's there.
You're not quite there yet.
No. No.
I don't know where I am.
I'm very much in the starving artist camp right now. I'm very much ploughing money into art and not getting anything back.
I think I'm kind of there.
Yeah.
I had a good discussion with a friend of mine, Dan, who writes. He's a novelist, and he's quite professional about it. He has like systems in place, and he writes fiction and all this kind of stuff. And the way he described it is like, I think you're very much more. You just throw stuff in, and you don't care if it makes money. And I'm like, I'd rather spend money to just make things. But the way I see it is that people will spend hundreds on going drinking. That's how I justify it. And I'll just spend money on making things which make me happy.
Yeah. That's what I say to people. So I'm like, well, some people go fishing.
Yeah.
Some people collect stamps. Some people go out drinking, some people smoke,
Yeah.
go out clubbing, and
We rent spaces for a week.
Yeah. I like make random things and
Yeah.
yeah. It was funny, I was in that hobby craft the other day and then I bought these like little tiny white plastic dolls
Okay.
and some like glass vials with corks on top.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have no idea what I want to do with these, but I like them.
Yeah.
And then in my head I was like, I can justify it if I say it's for art. And I'm just like, what? I'm just like, what other like career? I say career.
Yeah.
Yeah. What other career was like? Could you just justify buying random shit with?
Yeah. It's like, this will be art eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think that's a bad message to end on. You can bring it to an end.
Yeah.
We've been, it's been about an hour. Yeah. But thank you for coming.
It's okay.
Either way, how can people check out your work?
Website?
Website?
Or no, Instagram.
Instagram?
Jenni _BEA.
Yeah. And how long is your submissions open for Fubar?
Until the 10th of June.
10th of June. Oh, this will go before then.
Yeah.
So people can still submit to that.
Yeah.
If they want to.
They can.
Nice. Well, thank you for coming, Jen.
Welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Bye.
Ooh.
No, yeah.
And we'll end on that.
Ding.
Bye.